Good afternoon. Today is December 7th, 2011, and it is just past 1 o'clock here in the Ashley Room at City Hall. The reason we're gathered here today is to talk about a residential energy efficiency program that I think is of important news to all of our residents, and also will let everyone in the region know what New Bedford's trying to do regarding sustainability, saving money, being more environmentally friendly, and leading the way into the 21st century regarding energy use. The overview that I'd like to give you is that people constantly say to me when I travel around the state or country on behalf of the city, New Bedford, I've heard of it, it was the whaling capital of the world. And what I do is correct them and indicate we were the energy capital of the world. And in fact, the work that we did here in New Bedford and the money that was made providing whale oil, whether it was for energy purposes or lubricating purposes, not only lit the world, but then also led to moving ahead with petroleum discoveries, and many other employment-generating type of industries, including certainly textiles. So we're now going back, in essence, to our roots as a well-known city regarding energy, and the way we're doing it is in a multifaceted way. First, as you know, when we were involved with Connecting for Change as the host city with for the Pioneers Conference in the end of October, we announced that we had launched a major municipal solar project that would provide for 10,000 megawatts of solar energy that would cut our municipal's energy bill for electricity down by 25% once we got up to our 10 megawatts. That produces enough power, in essence, for lighting 1,500 homes. And that we're doing that by installing solar panels made in America and only made in America, so that we continue to build jobs, not only by installing them here in the city and by saving people money, which will then be circulated in our economy, hopefully by keeping taxes low or by being able to lower taxes because of saving money on energy. But what we were stressing at the time is that we were using municipal buildings, and that we hope to roll out in a residential program as well. Municipal buildings, rooftops, as you know, as well as land-based type of solar installations. We also were pushing at the time the idea that we were doing our part to reduce our carbon footprint, get us off of the oil-based economy, and moving towards different alternative energy means. You also are well know that we have indicated that as the wind towers are developed and placed offshore, that New Bedford will be a key staging area for the assembly and then the maintenance of the wind towers. So we are very serious about getting involved in alternative energy. And then just recently we've seen some real cooperation and success regarding tidal generation of electricity, working with UMass Dartmouth and SMass and the private sector. It seems that may be another area where we may be able to lead the way, help by way of the location we have in our deep working waterfront location. So what we're here today to talk about is New Bedford Energy Now. And what this is going to do is not only create jobs, as we explained what New Bedford Energy Now means to each person in the city, but it also will generate cost savings not only for the municipality, our city of New Bedford, as well as residential and commercial property owners, and it also is going to really drive home the idea that you've got to be energy efficient. You know, when I was a young person, when all of us in this room were a little younger, you left a light burning and it was, you know, you didn't even think twice about it. Now you realize that there's a consequence for every electrical appliance in your house, every light bulb in your house. We need to cut back on our consumption of energy. It is no longer an unlimited pool, and it's certainly something that works against our kids, our grandkids, and future generations if we think that we have this unlimited supply of energy without consequences. Now what I'd like to do is call up individuals who can begin to talk about the individual components, and then I'll wrap up at the end. First person that I want to call up is someone who's well known to all of us. It's Commissioner Sylvia. Mark is from Fairhaven. lives in Fairhaven as we speak, as well as was formerly working as the town manager in Plymouth, and now as the commissioner of the Massachusetts Department of Energy Resources. Mark has been with us every step of the way, whether it's been the great program that we have regarding surveying and then doing energy efficiency in homes that Kalia Ledgate has been working on, or whether it happens to do with the solar initiative, or whether it happens to do going out and surveying each one of our properties that we own to make sure that they're energy efficient. Talking about generation or cogeneration in this city, different areas. Mark's been involved, and I want to welcome him to the mic to give us the state's perspective on this program. So, Mark, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and let me first say that it's always nice to be home. I'm so glad to be here sharing in this great announcement today. This is my third time with the city since I've been in the Department of Energy Resources. I was here to see some great projects that Youth Build has been working on. I was here for the announcement on the 10 megawatts of solar PV on municipal buildings. And now I'm quite honored to be here on the New Bedford Energy Now program that was announced by the mayor. First, let me give the greetings of Governor Patrick, Lieutenant Governor Murray, and my boss, Rick Sullivan, the Secretary of Energy and Environmental Affairs. They're so very proud of this accomplishment and all that this Gateway City is doing. Mr. Mayor, you should be commended for setting a real legacy on energy for this city, and thank you very much on behalf of the governor for your leadership on this topic. I also want to say I had a chance to take a look at the brochure that goes with New Bedford Energy Now, and I think the principles that are laid out are so very important, and it really represents a confluence of all we do at the state. It's a great combination of all the things that we're promoting at the state: saving money, making your homes comfortable, creating jobs, building community. All of those things will be achieved through this program. From our perspective and from the governor's perspective, energy efficiency is our first fuel. You may have heard him say that. It's so very important for people to feel comfortable in their homes and reduce their energy costs. Renewables, weaning ourselves off our dependence on foreign oil, as the mayor talked about, is critically important as well. And so focusing on renewable energy and renewable energy projects is so very important. Bringing that all together into one program is really the right step in the right direction. In order for us to keep energy dollars in Massachusetts, it's important for you to all know that of the $20 billion that we spend on energy in Massachusetts, $18 billion of that leaves our state, goes to other states, goes to other countries. Imagine a day when we're able to keep as many of those dollars in Massachusetts, creating jobs and keeping people comfortable, and at the same time reducing our emissions, our carbon emissions, NOx and SOx. So from an environmental perspective, an economic perspective, and an energy perspective, this is a step in the right direction. The final thing that I want to say is it's so encouraging to see the great partnership. The community groups, the businesses, our local utility, NSTAR, solar installers, energy efficiency companies, and community groups all coming together to achieve the same goal. You should all be applauded for your efforts. I'm so very excited to be here with all of you today, and the Department of Energy Resources and the Commonwealth looks forward, Mr. Mayor, to walking with you hand in hand to make sure that you meet your goals. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. Now I'd like to bring up Penny Connor. She's the Vice President of Consumer Care for NSTAR. She's been involved, I mentioned the P.O.W.E.R team before, the whole concept of being out and doing energy audits and then going ahead and doing retrofitting or actually replacing a different energy consuming type of heating systems, appliances, tightening up the whole idea, as I said again, of how we use our lighting. And Penny has been heavily involved in New Bedford, and we really appreciate both NSTAR, but her contribution, and I'd like to welcome Penny up.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I echo the thoughts here. It's an exciting day. Actually, just 14 months ago to the day, we launched the Community Mobilization Initiative here in New Bedford. And what was significant about this effort was it was the first community mobilization initiative in the state of Massachusetts. And so what was our goals? Our goals from an NSTAR perspective, from a New Bedford perspective, we were excited to find a partner in New Bedford that wanted to work with us jointly to create a palette that would reach consumers, reach residential homes in a very personalized way, with personalized outreach by local folks in the community. And you're going to hear from Norm Rebeiro in just a minute, who's going to talk about some of that outreach, I'm sure. But more importantly, or as importantly, we also wanted to create greener type jobs. And so we worked to achieve both of those, while at the same time we were able to reach over 300 homes, provide them greater insulation, higher efficiency appliances, and so now they're able to have a comfortable environment to live in, have less dollars to spend doing that, creating that comfort, and creating a more sustainable future. So New Bedford has been the leader in this. I am pleased to say that we now have more community mobilization initiative palettes underway, but what we're seeing here in New Bedford is taking it to scale. Now with New Bedford Energy Now, we're going to reach 5,000 homes. We're going to take the learnings we had, which was about creating strong partnerships with organizations that are embedded in the community and reaching our residents in the community in a way that's meaningful to them, with a value proposition to them. So at NSTAR, we are excited to work with the great partners and more partners that are coming to play with New Bedford Energy Now to achieve this goal of reaching 5,000 homes, not only with energy efficiency, but then beyond that, offering homes the opportunity with solar and then other changes that can change their energy usage from all aspects. So we're pleased to be here. We look forward to the success of this program and being able to carry it forward to many other communities in the state. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Penny. I'd like to call up Norman Rebeiro. Norm is with New Bedford Energy Efficiency now. He also, I know, has been part of the P.O.W.E.R team. He's been out in the neighborhoods speaking about why it's so important for us to save our own money, to keep our own money, we all use energy, and it all costs us money. And what Norm has been doing along with his colleagues is being out there explaining to people, you don't have to give that money away to energy sources. If you're smart about it, you can save it, keep it in your own pocket, spend it on your kids, your families, circulate it in our economy. And I appreciate all the hard work that he's done with the P.O.W.E.R team, and I want to thank you, Norm, very much.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Norm Rebeiro II, and I represent the New Bedford Power Project and the SU Square Collective. And as Mayor Lang said, the New Bedford Power Project is a leading partner of New Bedford Energy Now. And as a part of the Power Project, we, or Power being People Organizing for Wealth and Ecological Restoration, we have gone door to door throughout the city to sign up local residents for free in-home energy assessments. Now, we all know, or we can agree that energy efficiency isn't the most sexiest of topics to be talking about, but we're working on that because it is important, considering that 40% of all emissions come from buildings, and that some households pay up to 30% of their income just on energy costs alone. So by improving the energy efficiency of the buildings, we can reduce the carbon emissions, save people money, and create some local green jobs. Basically just help the planet and the people of our community while building it up at the same time. That's our mission. So if you haven't gotten an energy assessment, I suggest you contact one of our partners and do that.
Now we'll hear from John DeVillers. John is working Blue Wave Energy. He also has been a key partner with the New Bedford Solar Now project, has worked very closely with Con Ed Solutions and the City of New Bedford for the municipal piece of this. We also have been involved in with Con Ed Solutions in controlling energy costs and coming up with a consortium to purchase energy. John is the former regional director of the EPA, understands everything from the new wave and importance of alternative energy and pulling back from our use of oil, to also understanding the tremendous tolls that the industrialization of our cities has taken regarding contaminating land, water, air issues. So he combines not only the idea that we've got to become much more energy efficient with the experience as to the toll that you take on future generations if you don't use your your resources correctly. So John, please come up.
Thank you. Norm, that was the best speech so far, both on substance and the amount of time you took to deliver an important message. I won't be quite as brief, but I'll try to be as substantive. Mostly I'm here to say thank you. I think the most important sentence in this press release is the second one or third one, which begins, "The City of New Bedford will embark on this project with several partners," and it then goes on to list an incredible number of really effective organizations and businesses, community activists. And this would not be happening, both the New Bedford Energy Challenge and, importantly, New Bedford Solar Now, which I'll speak to very briefly, if it wasn't for that partnership. The Commonwealth is a critical part of that partnership. The Green Communities Act, that Governor Patrick championed, and that Mark Silva is the most important person in the Commonwealth, really, in turning that and advancing that act into its full promise. And there's a lot of work left to be done, and we're fortunate to have Mark there. For New Bedford, NSTAR is a critical partner. We had a meeting last week with the interconnection folks. We're not going to meet our 10 megawatt goal for the city, for the city share of the solar, without substantial transmission upgrades, and it's more complicated than people want to know, but NSTAR has stepped up to the plate to work with us. They seemed excited and enthused, a little knocked back at first, but they're in the game, and we really appreciate that. Lots of folks to thank here. The folks from Alteris and Beaumont have really stepped up to the plate, far more, frankly, than I had anticipated. So to Ben and Jim and Marlene and your colleagues, thank you very much. Our community partners, Buddy Andrade is not here today, but he's been a really important partner on this. Craig Dutra and the folks at the Community Foundation, Jenny Marshall, who you will hear from in a moment, from SEAL, and Norm and his colleagues, the Youth Build community, critical partners in making this happen. Just a word about the solar. As the mayor mentioned, we have a focus for large-scale projects on municipal properties and buildings. We're, through the Economic Development Council, reaching out to commercial customers, and importantly, we're also have designed a program to target residential customers. And today might not be the best day to be selling solar, but not only is it a really terrific coalition of forces, but it's really terrific initiative. And homeowners that have got 300 square feet of unshaded roof or land and want to cut their electricity bills 25–30%, they should sign up and log on to newbedfordenergynow.com. The solar piece of this is important, but the overall initiative and the way it's been integrated is especially important. No one deserves more credit for this than the mayor. He fought hard to get stimulus funds, which were the seed corn for this overall initiative, and to develop a plan and a policy. We have gotten off track more than once, and the mayor's been very good in getting us back on track. So his attention to this and his leadership is, I think, exceeds any other municipal official in the Commonwealth, and you've laid a great foundation. We appreciate it.
Thanks very much. Now, I will, as I said, I'll do a wrap-up, but before I do, I want to call up Jen Marshall, the New Bedford Challenge Now. We were all at the Star Store maybe 4 or 5 months ago when we announced the challenge, and at the time I told you that I had put up a clothesline, which I still am using, and I don't know that anyone's emulated that at this point. I haven't seen a lot of them around the city, but it does work pretty well. Yeah. The fact is, though, this is very serious because if we all work together, and that's what the New Bedford Challenge now is all about, building momentum by people joining this movement. It really is a movement. It's a movement for a clean environment, number one. It's a movement to keep more of our money in our own pockets, which is always an interesting little movement. Why would we not want to keep our own money so that it's discretionary? We use it for our loved ones as we see fit rather than having to just fork it over for, to the energy genie, which it seems to me we can have a major impact on at this point. That's what New Bedford Energy Now is all about. That's what Jen and the various people who are working with her are coordinating. And I believe that they've made some real headway. I think that they are putting together fairly large numbers. But in order to put numbers together, every time we're out there, we have to remind someone else to join. This is not. You don't do this once and then you expect everybody in the area or the region to all of a sudden say, yeah, that's a great idea. Every day people have to be reminded and convinced that this takes far less time and effort than anything you can imagine. This is as easy as controlling a switch or switching to energy efficiency or thinking twice about what we do. Literally making a list and determining that I'm only going to use the car to go, to X number of places once rather than starting it, stopping it, and ending up doing it 4 times a week. It's walking, it's for healthy bodies, it's riding for healthy bodies, roller blading for healthy bodies. Everything you can do to use your people power versus the power that you buy makes an awful lot of sense. Anything that's natural, wood, if you have the ability to do wood combination, solar combination, wind combination, it all makes sense in getting us off this carbon footprint and this cycle we're on. So I want to call Jen up for her remarks and congratulate New Bedford Challenge Now for about 6 months worth of recruiting, and let's keep going here, Jen. Thank you.
Thank you. You do a wonderful job promoting the challenge. I'm wondering if you're looking for a new job.
I've got some offers.
I guess we don't pay enough. Thank you so much, Mayor Lang, for your leadership and vision over the last 6 years. You've done remarkable to start some really innovative programs in New Bedford that will lead the country in efficiency and renewable energy implementation. So thank you. My name is Jennifer Marshall-Grantham with SEAL, the Southeastern Environmental Education Alliance. And I want to just thank my boss, Craig Dutra, and our fiscal agent, the Community Foundation, for helping us along the way, and all of the partners of SEAL, the 25 groups who work on environmental education stewardship across the region, for keeping working to keep a strong alliance. And the South Coast Energy Challenge lead partners include Ocean Explorium, UMass Dartmouth, Bristol Community College, and our team Mercy Cover, and our new community organizers, Andy and Barbara. And a New Bedford Energy Now partner I wanted to be sure to recognize at the beginning is Next Step Living. Travis and Greg are here. Thank you very much. Our weatherization experts on the New Bedford Energy Now. SEAL and the Community Foundation have been community partners on New Bedford Energy Now since the beginning, along with Marion Institute and the P.O.W.E.R team, which includes Norman and Jordan, Trey, Kalia, and Kepper, and others, and Old Bedford Village Development Corps, and Buddy Andre did just arrive. Along with him, who have been invited by Blue Wave Capital, who responded to an RFP to the city to facilitate the city solar programs. Well, this has now grown into the amazing, incredible New Bedford Energy Now. The core team who've been working over the last year to decipher how to best make these opportunities accessible to the community includes Kalia Lidgate, co-director of the Green Jobs, Green Economy Initiative at Marion Institute, who will be heading New Bedford Efficiency Now, who is hoping to weatherize 5,000 homes over 5 years. Marlene Arruda from Beaumont Solar, Jim Oliva and Ben Swanson from Real Good Solar, who will be our trusted local solar installers for New Bedford Solar Now. We're hoping to go from 5 solar installations in the city of New Bedford to 300 over the next few years. And Scott Durkee, Ken Ramos, and Brandy Silva from the city's energy office, who have lent their leadership and expertise and supported one of the main components of New Bedford Energy Now to be the New Bedford Energy Challenge. So we've been working again on how to best market and do the outreach to bring these opportunities to the residents and business owners of the city of New Bedford. And you'll see, and hopefully you'll find a brochure in the community. There are 3 main programs focused on efficiency, solar, and the challenge. So the New Bedford Energy Challenge spotlights many other actions you can take to save money through saved energy. In addition to getting your home weatherized and considering solar power, there are a ton of energy-saving actions that, when combined, equal greater savings. For instance, from washing your laundry in cold water, or maintaining a proper tire pressure in your cars, to buying Energy Star appliances, there are a wide range of opportunities. You'll increase the efficiency of your home and car, you'll save money, and you'll lessen your environmental impact. So this collaborative of city, businesses, and community groups brings you New Bedford Energy Now. If you're a resident or business owner in the city of New Bedford, and whether you want to weatherize your home, install solar, or learn more ways to save money through energy savings, take advantage of one or all of these programs now. There's something for everyone. One number, one website. It's 855-626-6948, and the website's www.newbedfordenergynow.com. Thank you.
The microphone. I just, Scott Durkee's back there behind the Christmas tree like Santa dropped him off here. And maybe Santa did, because he's been a great gift to this project. And I've neglected to thank him for his support and leadership. So thank you, Scott.
Okay, thank you. I do want to wrap up and give a little bit of an overview and just give some ideas that I think might be helpful for the future. And it gives me an opportunity, I think, first to thank all of you, all the partners. I know everyone has incrementally thanked each of you, but I do want to thank all the partners. This, really, this movement, as I called it, or these great ideas, came out of the great idea forums that we had back 6 years ago, where people coming together talking about sustainability, talking about everyone being, connected in one way or another on big issues of the day. And I think that, you've had an awful lot of motivated people who have just continued to push forward. So I know a number of people have been thanked, but I do want to talk about just 4 pillars that I've relied on, and each of them I know have partners as well. But I have certainly relied on Youth Build, not only for teaching and changing people's attitudes and points of view, not only within the group but also in the community. I've also relied tremendously pre-election on Buddy Andrade, Old Bedford Village, Latino Coalition, people who day in, day out saw what it meant to try and look at a house that's certainly one of the more beautiful houses in the country, but if you put a heat magnet on it, you realize very quickly that you were drawing a tremendous amount of heat or air through your house, and the need to energize these houses. Now, energize these houses, re-energize them, or retrofit them so that they're energy efficient, quite frankly, is not something that your normal homeowner can do. And I know it's something that the Obama administration looked at very quickly and thought this is another great industry. And the governor has said that's our first form of developing new energy sources is to become energy efficient. And that we know that it's as much a national defense issue as it is anything else to get off the oil-based economy. The fact of the matter is, though, that the jobs that we thought would come, the green jobs, have not at this point developed the way they should. And then when you have issues regarding subsidies on solar companies or subsidies on different industries, or money has been put into ERA programs, and it doesn't produce the kind of jobs that people had hoped, people get discouraged, they move away. We shouldn't move away at all. We should redefine how these programs should work in an efficient way, and then come about for energy efficiency and putting people to work, giving people the kind of education that they need to provide services that will be in need for the next 50 years. And I think it's very important. And what we don't want is just someone to become a caulker or someone to climb under the roof, over rafters or underneath, the basement of the house. You want someone to understand the full picture, educate them so they start at the lowest level, and they become the engineers and the great the great workers, entrepreneurs, contractors of America. So it seems to me that the training that we saw taking place at UMass Dartmouth, BCC, and at different nonprofits, that wasn't for naught. That's important training, but we need to redefine this program, figure out where the financing comes, and make sure that we begin to energize these houses, begin to retrofit them and make them energy efficient. In addition, I want to thank, obviously, Community Foundation is in many cases a depository of funds, but also helps with guidance, consulting, as well as the paymaster. So I want to thank them for the work they do. And then SEAL, the Marion Institute, the Power Project, and then we have Next Step Living. We have so many different nonprofits that are involved in this that I want to thank. And then you've got the private sector, whether it happens to be Serifex or it happens to be Beaumont Solar, Real Good Solar companies, all these different private companies that are going to be hiring people, that are going to be involved in this development of alternative energy. And if you think, well, alternative energy, I don't get it. Think about every home in this city at some point was powered by coal as far as its heating source. And then it went in some cases to oil, some cases to gas. The next great power sources are waiting to be developed, and they should be developed hopefully here in Massachusetts, here in the United States, and we will one day be talking about the leverage it takes to get someone to stop burning $5 a barrel oil to keep our environment clean throughout the world. That the U.S. will have the leverage to tell people we will use the next great energy source to help you build your country, to help you bring up your standard of living, but you've got to stop burning the polluting $5 a barrel oil. That's what we will see if we can develop alternative fuel sources. The other thing I want to say just briefly while I have the commissioner here, because I think this is important, and I'd never do anything to put the commissioner on a spot, and I'm not gonna do that now. But I think there are some things that are very important. First, every municipal building in the state should be moving over to LED lighting, and we should have state grants and state help to do that. Because right off the bat, we can make a significant impact on how much energy we use if we have a comprehensive program. And I know LED has some ups and downs, and there have been different points of view on this. But it seems to me if the government does it, then our consumers will understand and become familiar with it and understand how important it is. So I think that is one program that could easily be rolled out and would be very, very helpful. The other thing that I think is extremely important when we're talking about how we become more energy efficient, how we are able to capitalize on what we have here in Massachusetts, which appears to be a real strong climate and possibility for solar, both commercial as well as municipal and residential, is we have to start thinking outside of the box on how we get this done, not only from a financing standpoint, but and a training standpoint, and a quality standpoint, and how we permit for this. How we permit for solar. Solar is not like a normal electrical installation. There's an awful lot of them, and you're going to make it cost prohibitive if we continuously act as if this is a normal type of permitting fee. So we need to make clear that the permit should be based on how many watts you're generating one way or the other, and figure this thing out so it's fair to the consumer, fair to the installer, and so that it's affordable. The other thing that we have to stop getting ensnarled in, and this is not only for the commissioner but DEP and EPA, we have brownfields all over the state. Those brownfields lie fallow. Solar or other possible alternative energy uses are a great way while we figure out eventually how to clean the land to the degree that we can use it again, that we could literally eat off again, but that's going to be a ways away, and technology is going to have to catch up to that type of concept. In the meantime, we have to figure out ways to use this land. In New Bedford alone, we have hundreds of acres of land that is brownfields that at this time we don't have access to for the purpose of installing solar, because there are issues regarding indemnification. And what I mean by that is the RFP, the responsible party, will say, well, you're more than welcome to use the property, but if anything happens on the property, then you'll also become a responsible party. And the answer to that should be, if you do something new to the property, you spoil the property in some way, then you should be a responsible party. But if you're going on a piece of property that has already been contaminated, that's already a brownfield, you should have indemnification from being sucked into the old, the old actions, the old suit. You should be free to work on that land within the licensed site professional restrictions, so that you can turn it into something that's worthwhile and good. And right now we've got a bunch of dueling lawyers, and I love dueling lawyers, but at this point it's getting a little bit tiresome to hear about, well, if you want to use a piece of property, you're going to have to now be the next one who is liable for that property. That's not the way it'll go, and that's not the way we'll move forward, and that's not the way we'll ever clean any brownfield. What's done is done and should be locked in as far as indemnification goes for the next group, unless they spoil it as well, and then they should be responsible. So we need to start thinking outside of the box of your normal, if you're on a piece of property now, you happen to be a tortfeasor as well, or a contaminator as well. And then the last thing I would simply say is that we need to think out of the box as far as where we're going in the state regarding energy. We have the number one research institutions in the world here in Massachusetts, whether it's out at Woods Hole, MIT, whether it happens to be the great Boston colleges, research institutes, whatever it might be. And then we've got some unbelievable allies down in Rhode Island that are involved in with the Navy, whether it's the War College or whether it happens to be underwater technology. We need to figure out what is the next quantum leap for energy. If I told you 50 years ago that in order to speak on a telephone, it was wire to wire. You grabbed the phone in your kitchen, a wire attached to the wall, went out to a pole, came down the street, went to the next feeding place, it was wire to wire. And now we're walking around with these, whatever these things are. If I pulled this out when I was a kid, the kids would have grabbed it from me, laughed like heck, and ran away and said, that's a Remco something, right? The answer to this is we've made tremendous leaps in communication, in medicine, in transportation. Now, the train aside for New Bedford, and I will ask you for the train commission, but the train aside, where we went from horse and buggy 100 years ago to we just launched another vehicle up to a robotic vehicle to go up to Mars. We need that same kind of advance on energy, clean energy, cheap energy, energy that'll power. Whether that means the next advance in energy is major batteries or receptacles, whether it means fusion, whether it happens to mean tidal or it happens to mean efficient solar, wind, whatever. We should lead the way in Massachusetts. Massachusetts should be where you call when you want to get your next major energy advancement. It'll change the world. It'll change it to a free world. We'll get out from under people squandering their populations because they're trying to protect their oil interests, whatever it might be. So my gut feeling is I think the governor's doing a great job on this. I know I've been in meetings where the governor has pushed this as hard as we can, but we need to really make this our number one calling. The number one education state in the country should be the number one energy R&D state in the country. So I love this. Now let me just tell you, New Bedford Energy Now consists of 3 programs. New Bedford Energy Now, which is the assessment of your house. And as you heard, the brochure, as you heard from Jan, and we'll post all the numbers here on this TV show. You'll know when you get in. It's everything from rechecking your house for energy efficiency. It's information regarding rebates, regarding lower costs, on when you should run your appliances, what you should do when when you're not using an appliance. There's some appliances that you got to take out of the wall. Otherwise, while you're sleeping, there's just money leaving. It's like flying out your window, right? So that's energy efficiency now. Energy solar now is businesses as well as homeowners involved in the solar project. And as John said, you can save between 25 and 30% of your electric bill. You can heat your water if you've got a clear site with solar. And it's very affordable. And we're only installing, in the municipal properties, only installing American-made solar units. And I would urge residential as well as commercial to insist on the same. Keep the money in the U.S. You don't need to send it offshore. We have plenty of very, very good solar manufacturers in the United States as we speak. And then last, New Bedford Challenge now. Go on this website, sign up. New Bedford Challenge Now is something that we all take part in. How many people have signed up now, Jen?
Over 500. New Bedford's currently in the lead, but close behind is the town of Dartmouth by 5 people.
Okay. So that, what Jen just indicated is we have over 500 people now in the region, which is very important. But we're trying to get up, in the thousands. What's our goal on this? 10,000?
35,000.
Okay, so our goal is 10,000 by the end of today, 35,000 in the near future. So, and that will put a major dent. That will mean if we get 35,000 people in New Bedford Challenge Now, next time this space station goes over New England, they will look down and there'll be a different look in New Bedford in this area than anywhere else in New England. So we need to do this, and it will be very good for our kids. So those are the 3 components: New Bedford Efficiency Now, New Bedford Solar Now, New Bedford Challenge Now, and it's all part of New Bedford Energy Now. So I am very, very pleased with all the work that you've done. I know that you've all worked very hard, and I thank you all very much. And let's get the public now involved in all this. Thanks.
So, April.
Yeah?
You know your charger's still using energy when it's plugged into the wall, right?
Yeah, but that's not my charger. I don't even have a cell phone.
Millions of kids are using their energy wisely. What's your excuse?
I took a trip to Elkhart, Indiana today. Elkhart's a place that has lost jobs faster than anywhere else in America. In 1 year, the unemployment rate went from 4.7% to 15.3%. Companies that have sustained this community for years are shedding jobs at an alarming speed. And the people who've lost them have no idea what to do or who to turn to. They can't pay their bills, and they've stopped spending money. And because they've stopped spending money, more businesses have been forced to lay off more workers. In fact, local TV stations have started running public service announcements that tell people where to find food banks, even as the food banks don't have enough to meet the demand. As we speak, similar scenes are playing out in cities and towns across America.
Hey guys, this is my teenage friend Rachel. She's cool.
Hey. Hey, could you watch the road?
Hey, could you watch the road?
Okay. All right, well, if we die in a car crash, I want to donate my eyes to my neighbor Gary. He has a boat, and he sails all around the world. I would love to see that. I don't know if he actually needs eyes, but who would turn on a free pair of eyes, right? Who's that rich?
Honey, the credit fairy doesn't exist.
What?
It's make-believe. Nobody left anything under your pillow.
If there's no credit fairy, then we'll make our credit score go up.
We will, by doing things like paying our bills on time.
There's no magic to improving your credit, but there's help, and it's free. Go to creditfairy.org.
What?
So, Malcolm, you do know that energy savers last 6 times longer than ordinary light bulbs.
This isn't my room. It's Baron Davis's.
Baron Davis, the basketball player? This is his room?
Yep.
Interesting, because we have Baron Davis right here. Baron, do you live here?
No.
I don't mean that, Baron Davis.
Millions of kids are using their energy wisely. What's your excuse?